Ninja Gaiden was created at the peak of ninja fandom. Kids around the world were infatuated with anything ninja related, so making a game like Ninja Gaiden made perfect sense. It was originally an arcade beat 'em up that transformed into a fast-paced platformer on the NES console. Features of the game were inspired by another NES classic in Castlevania. The moveset in the game might seem basic to today's standards, but during its release, players just absolutely loved it. Just the way Ryu ran across the screen was enough to get people amped up for what was to come. Slashing, flipping, and throwing ninja stars weren't the only ways to progress through each level. Players would also have to home in on their maneuvering abilities. One mistimed jump or accidentally running into an enemy that knocks you off a cliff could end up in an immediate death. To new and casual players, Ninja Gaiden would prove to be quite difficult to beat. Just ask my nephews. I honest to God would use Ninja Gaiden as a form of discipline because I knew they could not beat the game. I'd force them to play for 30 minutes if they were acting up. Just trying to get them to beat level 2 was a feat in of itself. Watching their little faces grimace with agony, frustration, and anger brought them more pain than any spanking would. I could empathize with their agony and frustrations as it took me years to be able to master Ninja Gaiden. To this day, if I haven't played it in a long time, I have to use save states on the last level until I get my bearings back on the timing of enemies and jumping patterns. There were games that came out after Ninja Gaiden that used similar elements from the game. One game was Kabuki Quantum Fighter. The protagonist whips their hair, punches, and uses special abilities to attack enemies, all the while having to use ninja-like moves and reflexes to maneuver through each level. Another big-name title that utilizes similar mechanics was Batman the video game. Looking at battle mechanics and the moveset, you can totally see the similarities. Ninja Gaiden was also one of the first games to use cutscenes to tell the story throughout. From the title screen, it sets up how Ryu is in the position he is in. We see his father fighting another ninja, and it looks as though he had been slain during the battle. Twists and turns are laid out as the story progresses, keeping the player wanting to know what's next. We learn that a person named the Jaquai wants to take over the world by releasing a demon named Jashin using 2 demon statues. At the end of the game, we find out that Ryu's father is not only alive, but is being controlled by the Jaquai. Ryu battles on, defeating both the Jaquai and the demon at the end of the game. Ryu's father asks to be left behind as the temple collapses due to the injuries sustained and tells him to escape with the girl Irene. Ninja Gaiden ends with Irene not following orders to kill Ryu and take the statues. Instead, we see the two kissing over a sunset. How cheesy, am I right? Ninja Gaiden had 2 more releases on the NES, and the series still continues on to this day. It will forever go down as one of the most nostalgic things among the retro gaming community. Now it's time to save the world from Jaquai. Alright, here we go, guys. Going in through level 1. It's pretty simple. I kind of feel bad because I had an actual better run than this, but I screwed up and I accidentally reset the game at the process of beating the first boss. And that sign that you jump on, if you look closely, if you didn't realize this, for those that might be new to the game, that is in fact a Coca-Cola sign. And I kind of always wondered, like, what did Coke pay in order to get that in the game? But for new players, you're not going to want to just fly through the level like I'm trying to do, but more or less just kind of methodically go through, get used to the controls and stuff, and just, you can take a similar path as to what I'm doing going through the level. And I'm kind of just trying to show you guys what everything is as far as the lanterns, because obviously you can't see what's in the lanterns until you cut them off of the wall. And then those boxers, it's so funny because as a kid, my buddies and I would always call those boxers Mike Tyson. Don't ask me why. I would probably imagine because being a kid growing up back in the 90s, you know, Mike Tyson was a big deal back then, so we just assumed all the boxers were Mike Tyson. So here we go at the end boss for level 1. All you gotta do is just run up to him and just get close enough to where you can hit him with your sword and then just move back, and you can just do exactly like that until you get through, and then it's over and onwards to level 2. So here we go on to level 2. And we're going to do the same thing, just kind of slowly just go through, get whatever items you need. And the items that you see that look like to have the, I don't want to assume any sort of orientation here, but it's definitely either like, you know, Chinese, Japanese writing, Asian nonetheless, Oriental rather. But those will give you your points that you can use for your items that you can see, like the Ninja Star up there. And that Ninja Star is going to be the one that you're going to want to use a lot in this game. That and the weapon that I just picked up, which is, I can't remember, I just call it like the jump slash. I don't know the technical term for it, but I always called it the jump slash. So what you would do is you jumped and you hit the B button, and then you would see him just going through, and he'd be able to cut enemies doing that flip. So as we move on, just do the same thing. Just see the patterns here. Just try to watch for where the enemies are at. And then again, just try to make sure you're timing your jumps out methodically, because if you do fall into a pit, and it's immediate death. Alright, and now we go on through here. And this little witch person, that's what I called him, was the witch. I would just, you know, use that Ninja Star and hit them. Because if you don't, they're going to keep throwing those daggers at you, and eventually it's just going to wreak havoc on you, potentially knock you down into the pit. So this jump here, you want to make sure that you do exactly what I just did, because if you fall down, you'll end up dying. So here we go, going on to this section here. I mistimed my slash there, but you want to hit that guy, and then you'll hit that lantern that will give you, or the bug rather, that will give you that fire ring, so you can just keep running throughout. Again, mistimed slash there. And just make sure, again, before you jump, just do what I did. Like, I made sure that that little witch person already threw that dagger so I could jump down there and kill him. And then use the fire on both of these witches here. And then let that guy just jump over. I just ducked just to be on the safe side. Then you just jump over, and it's easy peasy right into the second level boss. And we're going to do a similar thing as we did to the first level. I know I got kind of hasty here, and I just kind of just go in hot on the guy, right? But it's just because I kind of know, like, what to expect. But you can be a little more cautious, and that's what I was trying to do, like, in that second pass after, you know, I ran over to the left side of the screen. But you can just kind of swing at him, and then once he just, you know, swings at you with that weapon, you can just back up a little bit and then hit him. So going on to stage 3. This one's a little intimidating for some people because you got these little, I call them the jaguar cats, and then this is what introduces the birds. And yes, those birds are hell if you are new to the game. And you want to make sure you get that time stop, otherwise if you're not used to the pattern on how those birds fly, it's going to just completely piss you off because they will knock you into the water, which is, again, an immediate death. And this you're going to want to go through, unfortunately, kind of quick, so you got to make sure you're used to jumping with Ryu, because if not, those birds will knock you off of those pedestals. So now carrying on to this little snow level, how we go from complete, like, sun and all that stuff to snow, who knows, but that's Nintendo for you. So we go on, just methodically, again, move throughout. You guys are seeing the enemies as they're coming. But with those birds, I always try to, like, do, like, a jump to let them go under me, and then I'll try to, like, kneel down to try to hit them. And then this guy coming here, just keep running, let him fall into the pit, and just continue on. Then you'll get used to timing on those guys, how they shoot their, shoot that bullet out. And then once they do that, obviously I mistimed that just by a shade. And I was knowing the timing on it, which is why I kept jumping right there, but once you figure it out, you'll be able to just fly through this just like I am now. Just inch over a little bit, because you'll see there's going to be a guy right there. Because if you just try to run over and jump, he'll end up knocking you into the pit. And then same thing with that bird. You want to make sure you jump up and hit it. Now with this boss here, those little bullets, as I call them, you can actually slash them like you just seen me do. And then you can jump through the middle of them like I try to do, like just like that. And that's going to be your strategy throughout. Just hit the enemy a few times, and then hit those little bullets, and just continue on the process. Nothing too hard here. I could have used the Ninja Star on him, but I just was trying to show you guys the splash pattern here that you could work on to get through this boss. Alright, now it's starting to get a little bit more hairy on the side of how to get used to maneuvering and stuff like that, and you got these birds again. They're back rearing their ugly head, so you want to make sure that in that section right there, you want to kill that little witch as soon as it comes up onto the screen, because once it starts throwing those daggers and stuff, it throws your timing off dramatically. And again, using that jump slash attack, you're definitely going to want to utilize that here, and just make sure you don't waste one on the 2 spots like I did there, trying to get those bats I completely missed. And then this guy, you want to time out as soon as he shoots and you're able to jump down, kill him, or otherwise he'll shoot and hit you and knock you into the pit. You can flip over that bat, don't even worry about it. And then you just go into another ladder pattern, and then make sure when you go up, you've seen how I went up on that ladder and I guess you could say distracted the bird, like kind of veered it over. You want to do that or else it'll continuously hit you throughout. And now we're going to move on to the next section, and you get a full bar of life too once this happens, just in case you were wondering. You'll see this here soon. Alright, so this part is actually, I don't want to say it's easy, but it is easier than what I even made it look, because once you figure out the patterns and the timings, it's been a while since I had played this, so I was trying to remember the patterns and timings and stuff to try to show you guys certain things. But this part really isn't the hard part. It's going to be right coming up here. You got these ninjas, and then you got these birds, and you want to try to make sure that you kill those birds. And I was messing up on my slashing there, but you want to make sure you at least kill one of these birds as they're spawning in, because if not, they will just beat the hell out of you and pinball you until you die, and then you'll have to start over again. But you get your life down there, so there's no worries there. And then I screwed up towards the end here. I kind of mistimed on the ninja. Don't ask me why I did what I did, and then he ends up hitting me. But I don't know why I did that. But then we move on. You go up here and just go up the ladder. You're going to see these, the Mike Tyson guys, the boxers, if you will. And then you can just take care of this guy here. I got a little overzealous there. And as you're going through, again, just kind of watching, then watch for that guy, because he's going to start throwing stuff, so you want to make sure that you kill him rather quick, so that way you don't accidentally get hit, and then again, you don't got to worry about that dog. So now we're going to move on. You want to, as soon as you hit that pillar, you got to hurry up and jump and then hit the guy with the gun. Don't even let him shoot, because once that starts happening, again, it's going to throw off your timing pattern. And then at that section, just do what I did. Just flip, use the ninja star, and then continue on. And the same thing, again, do not let that guy shoot. Kill that thing. Again, don't let it shoot. And then try to drop down and just hit that guy, or else you'll get hit with the Jason impersonator, as I call it, or else you get knocked down into the pit. So here we got the Jason impersonator there. I was trying to throw the fire at him and realized, oh, hey, dummy, you don't have any points to throw the fire. And I was debating if I wanted to keep the fire or the ninja star, because I was trying to remember later on what I was going to need. And I try to use that ninja star as much as I possibly can, because you can just pinball that thing and like keep jumping over it, so that way it doesn't touch you and it'll keep taking stuff out. Alright, so going on with this boss, you'll have 2 of these golems, if you will. One of them, you'll hit it and you'll notice that the bar doesn't go down. It's because it's the quote-unquote fake golem. So you'll just, once you track down which one's the real one, you just keep hitting it. And it's rather easy. You don't gotta jump or nothing like that. Just kind of run out of the way, because those little things that are shooting, they'll always miss you. So just try to dodge the little golems, and don't do what I did, which is getting a little too close for comfort. You know, I got a little comfortable there. But you can actually kill the fake golem if you actually want to, but obviously there's no need to if you don't want to. So now moving on to stage 5. Again, the intensity level picks up again here. I would say level 5 and 6. 6 especially is just insanely hard for anybody who is a casual gamer. Okay, so just carrying on. Again, watch out for these birds, because the birds, oh gosh, they are, I swear, they are just a headache in this game. So trying to remember where those birds spawn in at and the bats are key. Then that guy, he's also a pain in the ass. So like I just showed you there, using that Ninja Star, hitting both enemies with it, that is what I absolutely love about using that thing. But there goes the respawn of the bird. Try to avoid that at all costs and try to take care of that. I don't know what I call that guy, that troll guy that just kind of crouches down and jumps up. It's a pain. And trying to master that jump shot, like the jump sword swing into those bats, is key, because you're gonna have to do that throughout the game, and getting used to doing the jump slash and getting comfortable with it, so that way you don't have to worry about getting knocked into a pit, because it'll happen quite a bit for new players. And then I just get knocked into the door. So I was trying to use that Ninja Star and I completely botched it. So carrying on, this section is relatively, I don't want to say easy. I don't like to say easy for any of them. It's just, it's easier for somebody who's had experience playing the game. So here we go, jumping down. Just go right through, hurry up, run, hit that ladder, and go. Because you don't want to screw around with those birds. Again, they're beyond a headache. So here we're just going to get that fire, run straight through. Just run, run, and run. Don't even worry about anything else. Now this section, it gets a little sketchy because you got this bird again, and then there's going to be a jump pattern that you have to do, and it's a falling jump pattern, and it is quite tricky if you've never done it before, but just pay attention on how I jump. There you go. And then when I timed out that jump, did you see how, like, when I jumped, I tried to time it to where that bird was just going to go off screen, just like I did there, so that way you don't have to worry about that bird coming and hitting you. The one good thing about Nintendo glitches, right? So moving on. I kind of put myself in a bad situation here, but luckily don't have to worry too much. I just kept getting stuck on the wall. That was my problem there. Be careful with those rocket guys, because man, they are a pain as well. You can hit the Ninja Stars with your sword, and I just walked that guy off the screen so that way I could go up the ladder. Now you need the Ninja Star here to take care of that guy, and you can flip over that bat, because if you don't hit that guy with the Ninja Star right away, he's going to do his shooting pattern, and he doesn't move too much out of your way. Alright, so then carrying on, here we go. Just keep doing that again, just run straight through. I mistimed. I thought I had a second left to hit that bat with the flames, and I screwed that up. And that is another example that you guys seen, that getting used to that time with the jump swing, it is like, I'm not gonna lie, it is a skill, but once you get it down, it helps out drastically with being able to just kind of run through on certain situations like that. So here we are going on to the boss of stage 5, and it does give you full life prior to. And him, this is my strategy, exactly what you're seeing. I just go in and smack the crap out of him. Just don't touch him like I did that first time. And then it's going to be over and onwards to 6-1. And again, like I mentioned in the retrospective section, if you get to the boss, rather it's Ryu's dad, the Jaquai, or the demon, if you die at any of them, not just like you lost all your lives, but you just die once, you go all the way back to 6-1. Now granted, yes, you have infinite continues, but let me tell you, from somebody who played this game a whole hell of a lot growing up and took forever to master this game, it was a bear trying to play this without save states. And those of you that have beaten this game without save states will completely agree with me. Trying to do this without save states for the first time is so hard. So don't do what I keep doing, jumping and getting stuck on those barrel wall things, whatever, pillars, whatever you want to call them. I was trying to trigger that dog, and then I realized, oh, I don't even have any points to use my jump attack. So I did that, but just try to time out. I tried to time out the jump on the guy on the pillar and hurry up and jump and hit the little jetpack guy, but I screwed it up. And then I was trying to time that one out to hit the ninja star, but no need to worry there. And just wait for that guy to move over, kill him, and then move on. And same thing with this guy. He was about to start shooting. And that was an example again on trying to get that jump swing down, because it is pivotal to get that jump swing down. I know I sound like a broken record talking about it, but it is the honest to God truth. Now this part is very tricky because the bird and the bat just keep spawning in, and then you gotta try, there's gonna be another bird coming up, and I tried to use the Nintendo glitch for that witch to knock them off so we could just hit that bird and carry on. And again, try, if you can, to glitch out those birds, but if not, you know, you can kill them. And I should have probably killed that ninja prior to doing what I did, but I knew I was trying to eventually get to that fire ring right there. Alright, so don't worry about those guys that do the swing kicks too much. They're not too terribly hard to deal with. Then just pay attention to those Jason-looking guys that throw the axes, and just make sure that you're out of harm's way when they start throwing those. And then carry on business as usual. And then you don't have to go down and get that lantern, and that's just another area just to flip through and climb the ladders. Now this part is a little sketchy, and you'll see exactly what I need to do here, because there's going to be this guy that's going to be throwing, and then there's going to be those two guys right there. And then this part right here, it's with the birds, is insanely difficult. Trying to time out that jump. And I was just, I don't know why I was doing that, like my timing was so terrible, but I wanted to get that timer, and I was mistiming on my flips here, and I was getting very agitated, because right where I'm running right now, if I wouldn't have gotten there prior to that timer running out, that guy that we killed earlier with the ninja star would have been spawned in right there on the ground, and it makes it not impossible, but just way more difficult than it needs to be to get through that section. So right here, we're just trying to take care of those birds, go up the ladder. Now, there you go, get the life. Now, watch out for those guys, because there's going to be some that drop from the ceiling as well. You want to watch out for them. And then same thing here, you want to get that time stopper rather, and try to get on top of that platform where I was at, so you don't even have to kill that gun, that dragon-looking gun thing. And that leads you into facing Ryu's dad. So my strategy here is literally just trying to swing at the center thing as much as possible, use my ninja stars to hold off on those flying orbs, and then try to dodge them, and try to also contain them, because if not, those things will get out of hand and just pinball you around the level. So my strategy here, it's slow and methodical, but it does work, and I did, in fact, about die here. So I try to stay at the ground level while those fireballs are getting shot at me, and then hurry up and jump on either the middle platform or one of the edge platforms. And you'll see, just based off of how his movement timing is with the way the fireballs get shot, is how I, in my mind, think which platform I should jump onto. And you want to try to make sure that you can dodge those fireballs, because you'll see I get pinballed around quite a bit here, especially towards the end when I'm, in my mind, I got a little too comfortable again when I seen how his life bar was, which don't ever do that, because as you guys know as gamers, that can just be imminent doom for you, you know what I mean? And don't let him touch you either, because if he touches you, you get dealt 3 points of damage, versus when you get hit by the fireballs, you only get dealt 1 point of damage. And I got really agitated towards the end here because I don't know how, but I kept missing him, and it was driving me absolutely crazy. And like right now, because I try to hurry up and just jump in and hit him, and see, this is why I said, like, you don't want to get too comfortable, because those fireballs, man, once they start pinballing you, it's bad. So next we got with the demon, you got to kill the head first, and you have to dodge like these little shrimp things, and the shrimps deal 3 points of damage, so you really want to pay attention to where they're at. And once you kill the head will fall off and it runs at you, and then you got to go and you have to kill the tail. And the same thing, same strategy, just try to dodge those shrimp things for as long as you can. And then once you kill the tail, then you just go in on the heart of the demon. And the same strategy, you gotta try your best to dodge those shrimp things. And then that is it. That, my friends, is the end of Ninja Gaiden, and you just beat the game. And here it is, the final cutscene. Some of you might not have ever seen this on your TV screens, that is. But here we are. Hopefully it'll be on your screen here soon, after you just witness how to go through Ninja Gaiden and figure out the strategies and maneuvering that you need